It's a Monday, guys, and when it comes to Monday, now we'll talk about football in the desert, football at home, football on the pitch. We are here tonight. It's been a long week, a long weekend.
A big one.
Things happened. The unexpected happened. Points
unexpected?
Yes, unexpected happened. Yeah, points were dropped. The league is not taking shape. Arsenal have 48 hours to be on top of the league. They're playing Man City on Wednesday. They lose the game, they become the second team in the Premier League. What do you think about the game?
Something that we've always said, something that was bound to happen, is happening. This is something that we know. Some people, some clubs, some people, some whatever, call them, they don't take no pressure, and it's going to happen. Trust me, this is going to be lit, and someone is going down.
Arsenal played on Saturday against Brentford United, and there were claims like there was some poor officiating, especially from the VAR, and there have been someone for a meeting tomorrow because it looks something serious. Yeah. It was an offside call, but the VAR never drew the lines. Do you think the VAR is affecting England's football?
It's football. Officiating in England has been a mess. Not once, not twice. We've spoke about it. When it comes to officiating in England, I think they have a mile or a long way to go, and I think that's England being England.
But compare England and Spain. Spain with the VAR have been very clinical and they've been professional, because in Spain we don't have complaints about the VAR. Arsenal last season they lost 20 points because of poor officiating with the VAR. It's something that happened. Now again they're back. They've lost 6 points. The same referee that caused Arsenal against Brentford is the same referee that was there against Crystal Palace at Brighton. And it's something that needs to be discussed seriously, because teams wouldn't be going down because of the VAR. Do you think England should do away with the VAR thing?
Nah, generally in football, I think we should do away with VAR, but on the other hand, VAR is helping the game. We've seen calls where, like you'll be saying, this is offside, and they draw the line, blah blah blah. Don't know how it works. They know how it does, and I think it's been helping football. But in England, I think it's overdone. It's overdone. In England, we have every other week. We have calls that this one was supposed to be off, this one was supposed not to be off. Why did you call this early? Why did you call it too late? But you know, in Spain, you've seen it against. We watched a match yesterday where the referee is Barcelona. The referee is letting the match to continue until the stoppage. Then we'll call either offside or onside. But that's how it should be. They allow the ball to flow and the match to flow, and that's what should be happening in England. I don't know why you're calling offside or no offside before the stoppage.
As we're speaking now, the league is an open race now. It's an open race. Manchester United, they're on form. They are banging goals after goals. Their first game last week on Tuesday, they drew against Leeds. We knew that yesterday on Sunday they were supposed to drop some points, but they came and won. Rashford is at the peak of his time. Is this guy who will stop Rashford?
I think for now, Rashford is on the best form of his career. He's performing really well, and I think Rashford is statistically he's the best striker post-World Cup. I think he's performing really well, and I think he will go miles. And with the way he's doing, he's bringing. Man United is not a title contender, but with this guy on the team, I think he's gonna bring them to being one of the title contenders.
Let's discuss the EPL coaches. Teams have fired their coaches, and the moment they fire their coaches, the players come back and perform back. Do you think the players are sabotaging their coaches?
I feel like if I don't like you, is you being my manager. We play football. If your ideas and ideologies don't match my playing style, I think at some point I'll sabotage you, because we've seen it happen. Because you cannot tell me just a match is out tonight and the team goes on and gets a point.
And the same thing happened to Everton when they fired Lampard, and Sindaish came there and he performed well.
I think the coaches are being sabotaged in one way or another. Players are being sabotaged by their teammates, and in England, I think football in England, as I've always said, and I will say it again, is predetermined. So there's someone who's sitting somewhere saying, I think you should do this team should do that, and that's what is happening.
My concern tonight is on 3 teams. Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea. They're going down.
Big time.
Leicester City, Brentford United, Everton. They're coming up.
Coming back, yeah.
Do you think these teams will come, maybe Tottenham is going down more than down that is going now?
Tottenham have done a lot of good signing, I'll say, and they have, it's funny that they won without their manager.
Yeah,
the manager
against Man
came
City.
down and they lost.
They lost the game, yeah.
So Tottenham will always be Tottenham. It's known to be Tottenham, and I think they don't have nothing to prove because they've proved like it all. But Brentford been doing good, and they will continue doing
Ivan Toney.
Ivan Toney.
Do you think Ivan Toney deserves a call up to the English national team?
He does, because he's the only striker who's been scoring 33 goal and assist in 50 matches. I think that's a milestone. That's something that we should consider. Southgate should consider that. And him played with Rashford, call it Hurricane. I think he deserves a call up. And that's something that we should see in the near future. And he's still young. I think he will.
And in this case, we didn't mention Newcastle United. Then the race for this title, they are good. The team is good. They're playing. It's a hard-fought team spirit.
Yeah.
Newcastle is in a place to win the title. They are out of the race. But to me, I think Newcastle is deeply in the race because now the league is very open. It's open to Arsenal, Man City, Man United, Newcastle.
I think right now, if there is a team or 2 teams that should be taking advantage of the whole shit and the whole stuff, should be United and Newcastle. Newcastle have the capability of winning the league. Eddie Howe has done like an overhaul, and we expect them to perform really well, and they will. United, they might win it because the top 2 clubs seems very lost. City, I don't feel like this is the same City that was there 2-3 years ago. Arsenal, when it comes to botching, they're the best when it comes to botching and bottling. And I think like any other club in England, per se Liverpool, leading 17 points, then coming to lose a point to United, I think I see the same scenario. If these 2 clubs are not serious, I think it's going to happen again. United is one of the shittiest clubs, I'll say right now. Newcastle is doing even better than United as a team. They have some good performances individually and as a team, and I think they should win it. I feel like they deserve it.
There's a call up for an emergency meeting tomorrow for the poor officiating of the game against us over the Brentford. It's tomorrow. And lesson tomorrow, maybe it might be Chaya, maybe it might be suspended from the league because it was a poor officiating. Tonight is a big game as well. Merseyside derby. Liverpool was Everton. Everton is away to Anfield. What's the take on the game?
Let's start with officiating. Officiating, they will call whatever they want to call it, but has already costed some clubs. Some clubs are losing points, some are getting points simply because of this officiating, and this is something that I think should be looked into very deeply, and we should get. They should get a committee to do away or to do with the VAR and stuff, and the officiating, they should come together. But for me, what I know, some club, some fans are getting bitter and bitter simply because their club was robbed. But when you look at it, some of that, I know I have friends who've been watching at the photos. So and so is offside, so and so is onside. But when you look at the match, you will realize that something was okay. For me, I feel like the goal should stand. What was the other question?
The Merseyside derby tonight.
Merseyside derby. I think Merseyside derby being Merseyside derby, Liverpool at their lowest and Everton at their best. Tonight I'm calling it as a draw. I've called a lot of I think
draws. You're right on the Tuesday when Manchester was playing Leeds, it's a draw. Tonight a draw of 2-2. You're right on that.
I've been right on I mean, like a lot of occasion, but this one I think I'm calling it maybe like a lot of goals, but maybe 2-2 or something, because Everton will score, Liverpool will score, and maybe I feel like it's a draw.
Everton will take the take.
Yeah.
And so tonight we have the game, big Merseyside derby, and on Wednesday the big game as well, guys. Manchester City versus Arsenal on Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Remember, Champions League is back as well. We'll talk about it after the game on Wednesday. By the meantime, remember to subscribe.
Don't subscribe without talking about the biggest competition in the world. There is a big competition coming up in the next 2 days. We cannot go without mentioning Champions League. Champions League is the best competition for club football.
Yeah.
This is the World Cup for the clubs, and there's a lot to talk about on this channel. And I think Zablon Loy Show is the best channel to watch all these things. So
let's hook up, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Subscribe.
And
See you guys.
peace out.